And we're up.
Okay,
Woohoo!
so I'm looking at the minutes from last year, just to repeat myself. And the main one was to move the financial change over to the 1st of April, so that has now been actioned, am I correct?
Yes, has been done.
Okay, there were some bits about how donations should work, one of them being assigned to you, Alex.
I have not done that yet.
Okay.
Apologies.
That's all right. We'll just move it to this milestone, and we'll keep it assigned to you. So that can just shift. We didn't really think about voting. I can't remember that conversation. There was a method about voting and meeting quorum, which I actually don't remember what we had a conversation about. It was so long ago now. So I'll have to look back on the video, I'm afraid, or on the minutes. There should be actual minutes.
I think that was less about the committee meetings, which is reasonably informal, and more about the AGM. So we probably just need to make sure that we have some mechanisms. That channel was a little bit janky last time round.
Okay. Looking back on the minutes, it was to look at a third-party solution into Slack, perhaps, but nothing was actioned.
No.
Okay. And I don't think there was anything else particularly from last. The JSConf.
Yeah, and the user groups community meetups bit, but both of those are issues with the milestone of today. I don't think there were any other miscellaneous issues. Other than, it doesn't have an issue number, but we were talking about getting the website done a bit more. But I don't think that's gone anywhere in the meantime. Hello? Oh.
Hello. We're here. Hello.
Sorry, I think I lost audio for a minute then.
I'll turn the video off. It might help with the people on the connections.
Yeah. All right. Shall we go through the two issues that have got milestones for this meeting then?
Yeah, that sounds good. Sorry, my internet jumped, so I just had to reconnect.
Aha. All right. Okay, so the two things that have got milestones for today are where did the open issues thing gone? Too many tabs. Facilitate meetups. So at the last committee meeting, you weren't around, Kevin, but I think we talked afterwards about the fact that you would be quite interested in taking on the role of user group facilitator. Did you have any thoughts or plans about what you wanted to do in that respect, or things that the committee could help with, or I don't know, where's that at?
We can't hear you, Kevin. It looks
I'm
like
suspecting. Yeah.
There's no mute, but there's no audio.
I guess we can defer.
I wonder if everybody's just having a little bit of trouble today. The connection seems a bit.
Because there's some
janky.
sort of huge internet event on tonight.
I'm wondering.
Something that we don't know about.
The Walking Dead, maybe.
There we go.
People will be watching that.
Yeah, there we go. Stop pirating! Like pirating TV is killing JavaScript. Okay. So, Kevin, you can hear, but you can't. We can't hear you. Let's just try the next one. Oh, you talk some meetups. Look at that. And then.
For the benefit of those people later watching the recording of this, we're just waiting for Kevin to type into the group chat.
I wonder if this will work best if Kevin, you maybe want to write up a quick page on what you've done and what your outcomes were and what would be really useful from a committee, and then we can take this offline. I'll do the same.
As just a comment on that issue, is you think it's the best place to do that, or elsewhere? Oh yeah, there we go. That's what Jen suggested.
Cool, thanks. Yes. So, sadness. Yeah, great technical issues are kind of a pain in the ass for this kind of stuff. Anyway, the other issue is basically the reason that I was like, I would like to have a committee meeting, which is the update for the JavaScript conference. So perhaps if you'll bear with me, I'll just give you a little bit of an update on where we're up to generally, for those of you that haven't been following along. We've made some progress in terms of we've defined that it will be Wellington. It will be around 300-ish people. We've got a short list of venues, but need to actually drill down in some details to get any of those locked down. Definitely looking at the end of the year to make it feasible. Still thinking 2 days. It seems like the majority of folks want to go for a weekday conference, so that's probably what we're doing. And the other news is that I've got at least one sponsor confirmed at quite a high tier, and in talks with quite a few others, and a lot of folks have been doing some good work on the ground with talking to their companies and things. Even though I haven't formalised the sponsorship documentation at this stage, as I think we probably, for general view, want to have locked down the venue and the dates in order for that to happen. So that's the broader update, but there are a few things that I need the committee to okay before we proceed, really. So that's why I wanted to make sure we had quorum. In particular, as per the issue, it's things like sort of, I mean, I've titled the issue, get the blessing of the society to run the conference, because I do feel like a partnership is a necessity to make this thing happen. And the sorts of things I'm talking about are some real easy ones, like having a conference at javascript.org.nz email account. Hopefully that's not too contentious. But then some potentially more contentious things, like can we use the society's bank account? I know that Owen has obviously got a pitch lined up for WDC NZ to do a similar thing, so I'm not sure what the interplay there would look like, but yeah, I don't think that we can run this particular conference without some sort of official backing from the committee, so I want to check how people feel about that before we go forwards.
I think so. From my point of view, the hardest thing you'll find is so. First of all, yes, I have complete faith in like running it as a JavaScript society, and you should be able to use our bank accounts. Just need to make sure that there's good communication as to who's going to be paying your invoices, how quickly we can get them paid, those kind of things. Just making sure that those happen in timely for suppliers and for sponsors. But from my point of view, you've got a yes from me. I don't have a problem with that at all.
Yeah, I think it's fine. And the email one is fine too. I think in our shared LastPass is the Google Webmaster account stuff to create that. Otherwise, Blair would be your best bet.
Yep. Anybody else want to ask any other questions about how this would work before they express an opinion one way or the other?
The only thing I would enforce or ask that you do is just to make sure that there's a budget document together, so that we have some idea of where the costs and revenue is coming from, where we lie in terms of budget, those kind of things, just to enable financial management of the conference.
Yes. So a bit more detail on the financial side of things is we are looking at needing at least a budget of somewhere in the region of 35 to 40k. I've got 10k of that secured already, contingent upon venue and dates, and we'll be asking for 5k per gold sponsor. So I think that we're going to be able to get there reasonably easily, but we have to ensure that because it's the first year we're running, we don't have any slush fund or anything like that, that we get the sponsors' money lined up first. We don't commit to running the event until we have a minimum level of sponsorship, probably around 20k lined up. And we have to make sure that we do all of the paperwork for ensuring that we know where money goes backwards and forwards. That probably looks like somebody on my team, on the conferences team, takes on the position of treasurer for the conference, and they keep a set of accounts for that. But they will have to work closely with the treasurer for the society, because ultimately the treasurer for the society controls money going out of the account. Our treasurer will just be, making sure that all of the paperwork is done. They won't probably have any actual power to move money around.
Yeah, that sounds fine. Most of the invoices should come through the society treasurer, that kind of thing. In terms of cash flow, you're generally pretty good. As long as you've covered about 50% of the venue costs, you're generally all right, because everything else tends to come out after the conference. So, yeah, deposits tend to be around about 50% of the venue costs, and that's the main one that you'll have to pay beforehand.
Yes.
But yeah, it sounds great. It sounds like you've done great work, so congratulations. And I look forward to seeing it further. But yeah, the only thing I would say is just a good budget would be great, just so we know what's known and what's unknown. Even if there are unknowns, it's fine.
Yeah.
I think ditto on the great work. It's awesome to see all of the decisions go through Lumia. It's really interesting following along in the process.
So those of you that haven't dipped your foot into that, I'd recommend sort of joining the conversation, even if you don't have any time to actually contribute per se. It's been quite interesting to see things shape up. We've been deliberately running it that way just because it's the first time that we've done this. So eventually I'll have to be benevolent dictator about some decisions, but I want there to be a sense of ownership over how we run the conference, and Lumio has really been helping with that, actually. So that's been good. Cool. Well, what I can try and do is get that more formal budget drawn up, and I mean, how do we feel about? Do you think that we've got agreement now that it's okay for the committee to, for the conference to be formally backed by the committee and to use the bank account, but that the documentation must be presented and questions can be asked about that at the next committee meeting or a special session or something. Because I kind of do want to put pedal to the metal with the sponsorship and having the, as Alex knows, having the society's bank account as a method of sponsors paying in is seen as much less sketchy by those entities.
Yeah, so it's a yes from me. I think you just need a yes from Kev, and then you've got a quorum.
Yeah. Kev, can you hear us still?
Yes.
Aha, there we go.
Yes.
Yes in chat. Very good. Cool, fantastic. Yeah, I'm really pleased about that. Thank you very much all for your cooperation. And I will make sure that is documented and that I get that budget drawn up for the next committee meeting.
Cool. Good work, though. It's really, really good. It's quick work.
Yeah. Oh, and just on dates, by the way, my latest thinking is that we're probably looking at first week of December, but that one's still up in the air right now, so I'll be in touch about that a bit more as that firms up. But we don't want to compete directly against other conferences in Wellington at the time, so that seems right around like a reasonable slot. Keep you posted.
Cool. Awesome.
Cool. So the other issue is on me, and I haven't progressed it. So I propose we just skip that one until next committee meeting.
Yeah, sorry, I just moved that into this milestone. It wasn't originally there, but just to progress it so we don't lose it.
Cool.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
there's
a few things that haven't been raised as issues that we need to discuss.
Okay.
The first one is Graham's leaving, and I think we have to have a vote on whether we keep the position open and open it for nominations, or we close the position of committee member.
When's the AGM due?
We'll have one after April now that we've moved the financial year, so
Right.
it will probably be May just to ratify the accounts for the previous year. Will be the main one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think we've kind of discussed it in the committee Slack channel, and I don't think there was anybody saying particularly that they were eager to fill that role. It was created for Graham to create. We added a member essentially when we added Graham. Unless somebody approaches us and said they really, really want to be on the committee and they help us with diversity and stuff like that, then I don't see a reason until the AGM, but we should definitely relook at it at the AGM, and that would be my 2 cents.
Yeah, I think that's fine if we wait till the AGM. So just to get things straight, we're waiting for the AGM to decide whether we should keep it open.
Yeah, so I think we're all +1 on waiting for now. Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. That's passed then, that we'll wait till the AGM. I think we've got everybody in agreement.
Okay, another one is just to keep everyone in the loop. I think I spoke about it on the Slack channel, and that is we don't have to pay any tax on the previous year, so 2014 to 2015. I rang up the IRD, had a good chat with them, and they said, no, since you didn't have an IRD number back then, you don't have to pay tax.
That's cool. How are we looking for April this year in terms of we've probably got a bit of money we have to spend essentially?
Yes. The third thing I want to bring up is there's money in both the Wellington Node JS meetups bucket and there's money in the NodeBots bucket. I'll just bring up the bank account. From memory, NodeBots is about $1,100 and the Node.js meetup is about $500. And then we've got about $600 of membership fees in there that we can safely leave in there and not pay tax. But it's the other two that need to be spent. Otherwise, we get stung with a little bit of tax. So I've already made proposals to spend the money in the NodeBots channel, but no one really wants to say we should totally buy these things. So if no one says that, I'm just going to buy some random stuff soon. Not too sure what to do with the Node.js Wellington meetup. It's mainly, we have this because I budgeted to spend $120 every month, but we haven't been so good at running meetups every month. Could potentially fund a few other meetups until April and help out that.
How much money were you talking about for the Wellington JS one?
$582.83.
Yeah. That sounds like a perfect amount of money to buy some video equipment to me, if we can make that happen in time.
That's actually a really good point. And that was another topic we're meant to talk about, right?
Because I would certainly be comfortable with us, funding one of the meetups to have some kit as sort of a prototype, so that if we get a system that we're happy with, we can assist other meetups around the company to have the same setup and to share knowledge about how to use that setup effectively.
Yep. Okay. Well, I already made the proposal to the members of the Node.js meetup a while back to say we've got a bit of cash. Would we rather spend it on some video gear or just buy pizzas and drinks every meetup? And then the majority voted for buying the video gear. It's just that I never got around to formalizing that, so I just carried on as per normal.
Right.
So I'm personally more than happy to spend it on video gear. It's just that I don't know what video gear to buy. So I think we're waiting for recommendations.
Yeah, I think the last comment on that thread was Craig was investigating what the setup at TradeMe was. I guess if we're going to spend it on the video gear, we need somebody to own the research process for that, I suppose.
Or I can contact him and give him the set budget and say, here's $583, buy some stuff.
He's not anything, so we can delegate work.
I'd probably say, here's $583, find out what we should buy and present it to us next month.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rather than go ahead and buy it, and then we can vote on whether that's the right stuff or not. But yeah, let's give it to Craig in his absence. No, let's see if Craig is willing to do it, and say, yeah, there's a set budget. What can we do with that?
Yeah.
If not, we could probably find somebody who's willing to do that research, who's outside the committee for us as well.
Yep. That's a really good point.
But let's present it at the next month and aim to actually have some kit for that budget. This is what we should buy, and then we just sign off on it.
Cool. And it's got a hard deadline of April 1st.
Yes, so that makes... Oh, yes. So we've got to make sure that the committee meeting gives us enough lead time to have actually bought it. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll aim for something in middle of next month then.
I wouldn't personally object to having it at the beginning because it would also be good to get those things around the conference earlier. I mean, even especially, I guess, because eventually there are financial year decisions around sponsors too. So I mean, say for things like if we did first week of March, first week of March, or whatever, instead of the second or third that we're doing now. So first, I guess we're not going to do like that. Yeah, if we did earlier in March, I'd prefer that over middle and certainly late.
Okay, let me put a doodle together for a committee meeting at the beginning of March, and we'll present it then. So somebody's got about 2 weeks to just do some research and put together a kit. Let's see who's interested.
That's good. Just going to have a quick scroll through the rest of the issues, see if there's anything else really jumping out at me. No, I think probably we could clean some of these out and shut them down, but it's probably more that somebody needs to sit down and do that systematically, so let's not worry about it right now.
Yeah, I saw that I had some legacy NodeBot stuff in there too. I can clean that out.
Okay, yeah, good plan. And the website thing, I know, do we want to see if somebody outside the immediate committee would be keen to take that on as well?
Potentially.
Probably to provide a brief, though, at the very least. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's definitely been dead in the water, as semi-expected. But yeah, that's maybe that. I think maybe we should just park that for the moment and worry about bringing that up for the new financial year. Let's see if we can fund it out of next year's kind of budget, as it were.
Okay, I'll just I'll put a mention of it in the minutes so that we remember to talk about it next time.
Speaking of new financial year, did we come to a conclusion on bringing an accountant on for 2015-2016?
No, I've laxed there. I was supposed to research a few and bring my thoughts to the committee. I haven't had time. I'm really sorry. But we've basically we're narrowed down to two anyway, aren't we? There's Inspiral and there is another one.
Yeah.
Beanie Job it's what you've got in the issue. They both around the same price, which is $450, $495 annually.
Okay, I think we'll end up just picking one. But let me sorry, give me until the next committee meeting, and I'll come back with my thoughts if that's all right by everybody.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, I've assigned that to myself. I'll yeah.
What issue number is that one, Owen?
It is number 21.
Cool. Great. Thanks. Okay. I feel like that's everything. Did anybody else think of anything else?
Sorry, you go, Owen.
No, I said I've got nothing. So,
okay. I was going to say we could potentially do a push out for membership sign-ups in Slack now that we've got 200 people in there.
Yes, it's not a bad idea. I think we've had a couple of requests for membership come through.
Yes, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. I will get onto that now.
Cool. That's another thing that gets a lot easier once we've got the website to sort of drive people to say, follow the instructions on this page.
Cool. So I've got two requests. Did anyone in particular want to do the shout out to sign up?
Yeah, I'll do that. Sounds like a nice easy win to me. I can pick that one off my to-do list fairly easily.
Cool. That's it from me. Just to keep everyone in the loop with NodeBots, I'm writing a proposal to Wellington City Council to try and obtain around $4 or $5 grand to buy some Oculus Rifts, if that's the plural for them. Rifts, yeah. 2 of them. Should be fun.
Nice. Hopefully that's not too much red tape.
Sorry, Alex, I just got one question for you. In terms of the amount of money we've had from memberships, that's tax exempt, isn't it? So we don't have to spend that.
Yeah, it's tax exempt, but to be honest, there's $571 in there, so that will cover the accountant, and we'll have about $100 and something left over.
That was what I was about to ask. How much is it in terms of covering an accountant? But that's cool. That's what I wanted to know. Thank you.
Is that okay? Are we okay with doing that? meaning that there's going to be around about maybe $200 and something left over.
I mean, we haven't earmarked membership fees for anything at the moment, and if it keeps all of our other activities as cost-effective as possible, then I don't see that being a problem.
Yep, okay. That's good reasoning.
Yep.
And I guess we're just going to have to tackle the whole membership renewal, which is coming up soon. When did WDC kick off last year? Is it
July.
July? So membership renewal will come up in July.
Yeah. Yep, we'll work that one out as we see to it, as it were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's not open that can of worms right now.
Not today. No. Well, we want to think about it next. Probably at the AGM, actually. That's probably a really good one to bring up at the AGM, is how do we want to handle renewals? We should open that to the wider committee, the wider membership.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I had a brainwave and then it's gone away completely now. And I feel like an idiot. But what was I going to say? Membership rules. Oh yes. The other committee I'm part of, the Python committee, has been using some website called Tendency for memberships and things. There are a ton of different options that we can look into for that stuff. For the JavaScript conference, we're going to have to build a website for it, of course. I probably will just end up being a different website from the society one. I don't really see any particular need to tie the two together. But if it did happen to have any sort of membership things in there, that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. So I'll just sort of have that thought in the back of my head as we're developing the JavaScript society. The conference's website, because payment processing is probably one of the things that would make it a lot more straightforward as opposed to having to do the invoicing.
Yes, it would.
But as you say, a problem for another day.
Okay, I would say with that. Oh, sorry, Walter, what did you want to say?
Zero has an API. Sure. Yeah, no, that's all good.
Do you have any interns up for the job, Walter?
There's some grads starting. They started today, I think. Is it the 15th? It's the 15th, right? Yeah, we've had like 20 grads start today, I think, in Wellington. And then someone will come to Auckland. Maybe.
Anyway, we'll leave that discussion for another day. I think that's us for today. I don't think there's anything else.
No, thank you, everybody.
Cool, thank you.
Bye-bye.
I hope everyone downloaded their Walking Deads or whatever they did.
Yep. Have a good one, everybody. I'll catch you all soon.
See you later. Bye-bye.
See ya.